Awesome. Okay, so thank you guys for joining me on this Q&A. Thank you for being available. Yeah, can we start by please stating your names, the team name, the genre, the location you got, as well as your roles on the film.
I'm Daniel Marino Villavicencio. I was the team leader and the editor, and I guess the cinematographer on this film. Oh, and and our location was McCombs Dam Park.
Hi there. My name's Nicole Augusto. I was the writer and director for this project within the sci-fi genre.
Well, my name is Zafira, and I played the lead actress, the character Theodosia, who was pretty much like the scientist offering like a gift. And that was a role I played, in collaboration with other things that we did, but that was pretty much the main role that I had.
My first question for you, and either of you can answer these, is what was the inspiration behind the story of the film?
I
How did
guess I
that go
can.
about?
I
Yeah.
guess I could probably answer that since I was one that ended up writing it. So we were presented with quite the challenge. We had sci-fi and we had 48 hours to get it done, and we were thinking of all these different things, and at the same time as I was going through it, I was thinking about all the limitations that we would have faced, and at the same time I was also thinking of realistically, you know, how do we bring a spatula into something that has like an otherworldly theme? So I just kept building and building and just ended up with this surprisingly endearing story about uh, reconnecting with your roots while trying to, I guess, leave a good impression on our otherworldly neighbors.
Very cool. Awesome. Thank you. Since we've had recent headlines lately, was this story inspired by the recent headlines that we've been getting about the discovery of aliens?
Yes and no. I was thinking about that as like as is everyone, but there was a bit of an element. I've been watching a lot of X Files, a lot of Twin Peaks, a lot of Los Spookies on Hulu, and so just the mind's constantly racing with these kind of like interesting what ifs.
So you guys at the kickoff event, you guys received sci-fi as your chosen out of a bucket, chosen genre out of a bucket, as well as the location, McCombs Dam Park. Did those two factors make your lives harder, or did it make your lives a little easier?
Um, I would say the location was definitely a little difficult. We were shooting in at Nicole's place in Brooklyn or in Ridgewood, right?
Yeah, yeah. I was about to say not Brooklyn.
Yeah, not anymore. Yeah, and we had originally planned on shooting Saturday night. Like, we shot pretty much all throughout Saturday, and we were planning on shooting the park scene Saturday night. But because it started raining and hailing and stuff down there, we had to postpone and try to, like, come at it again with a new plan. And it ended up just being a super bare bones shoot with just me and Zafir, our main actress, at McCombs in the next morning.
Awesome. Cool. So in terms of like the because you guys seem to put the required elements in like pretty almost seamlessly with the story, which was great. Did the required elements pose any challenges as well, or was that kind of just like, oh, we can just kind of fill that in right there in the script? How did that work for you? How did you guys figure out how to implement the required elements into the film?
I would say, like, I think because I know Dan and I were kind of talking back and forth with ideas of how to do that, and we were all pitching in like different ideas of how to add it, and it was like kind of a spectrum of like this, like our item being the main focus, while on one end of the spectrum, while the other end, which is I guess the path we ended up going, like our selected item being an important catalyst while not being so much the main focus, besides like the pivotal shots to kind of lead our story to its ending.
Yeah, and I think once it came down to just shooting, I mean, I'm a big, I love cooking, and me and Nicole are both Latinos, so we love food in general. So, like, I think it was very easy to find the beauty in that sequence, and like Nicole said, I found it very endearing as it came together. It became a much sweeter story than I expected to go into.
Very cool. Thank you for those answers. How did you get involved with this filmmaking team to be the lead actress of this film?
So, I know Dan. We went to college together, and we were in our TV club together. And you know, I want to act. I want to pursue that and continue to pursue that. That's something that I've been doing since we were in college. So, you know, he reached out to me, and that's kind of how I was able to jump on.
Very cool. Thank you. And for for the story of the film, did you, being an actress in the film, did you identify with the story being told? Did you like identify with the main character that you were playing?
So, I would say a little bit, not like 100%. I'm not a scientist, and I actually, one of my top fears is aliens. So I would not want to be approaching any sort of situation with that at all. So kind of the complete opposite of what I would do, in a situation that involved aliens. Furthest thing I would want to be from. But I did relate in the sense of the you know, perfectionism that she was trying to achieve. You know, obviously there was kind of a sense of I want to make sure I'm doing this right, and that is constantly the way that I think. So I would say that the kind of morals and the like values of this character, the thought process, it would be kind of what I relate to the most. In terms of like regular kind of like everyday stuff. Not really. I love science, but I would never want to do anything involving aliens.
Very cool. Totally understand that. You know, there's always a fear of the unknown. So this is a question for all of you. So what was the biggest challenge that you all faced, or each of you faced, during the making of this film?
So I did this challenge last year. So I think I kind of knew what a lot of the big challenges would be. So it helped me be a lot more prepared this year. But definitely just like being like totally flexible at any moment to pivot and like, you know, come at it from a different angle to fix whatever problems you might be having. Um, you know, deciding on on an idea right away was super helpful because, you know, like we said, like the weather changed uh, sort of unexpectedly while we were filming, and that required us to change and add another a shoot day on Sunday, which, you know, shooting the same day that you're submitting is scary, especially when I'm the one editing. But I knew we could do it.
I would say, like, for me, so this was, you know, I've worked with Dan on other projects in the past, and but this was the first one where I was kind of commanding the ship, so to speak, being the director. So it was kind of intimidating, but you know, Zafira is really good. Our other actor, Jordan, is just as good as well. And they, you know, being able to guide them at least through my thought process with this, with something I wrote, as well as, you know, just I guess kind of commanding the fear that I had going into it, that I wouldn't be able to lead them clearly to the end product that, you know, Dan was able to put together in editing.
And I would say, you know, when you have like a script, I like, you know, thinking on my feet, and I like being able to pick things up very quickly, but obviously remembering the lines. I would say that's probably my strong suit when it comes to acting. Emoting is something that I'm constantly trying to work on. Um, but it was, you know, a clear script, and that definitely helped. Of course, you know, you kind of stumble a bit sometimes, or you ad lib something because you have to learn it all in, you know, less than 2 days, probably less than a day, actually, more so. So the biggest challenge for me would probably be making sure that I'm able to convey the story as clearly as possible in the time frame given. Um, and yeah, I think really the clarity of the storytelling is probably my biggest struggle. I didn't contribute to, writing the script. But I just wanted to try and make sure that whatever, film that we were putting together, it was clear to like the audience what we were trying to do, and I like hope that I delivered. Yeah, in terms of making sure that people were clear on what we were trying to portray.
Thank you for those answers. So my final question to you all, what advice would you give a filmmaking team that may want to participate in future years of the 48-hour film challenge in the Bronx?
I guess the advice that I would give to someone contemplating it, just do it. It's this turned out to be like a really great like learning experience for me, as for me at least, and it ended up being like a really great kind of bonding experience because like, it ended up just being like the four of us, just five of us, because Nicole, also our other set designer, was on the team as well. Just ended up being the five of us, really, really like working together throughout the day and just ensuring that what we love to do showed in the final product. So just do it.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yeah, definitely do it. Especially if you're lucky enough to have friends that you can do it with. I can't speak to what it's like to like come in blind and find a group, but I'm sure that's a lot of fun too. I guess me and Nicole have sort of done that in the past with similar challenges. Um, you know, I, there's something special definitely though about doing it with friends. Uh, there's a certain trust that really helps the project. Uh, it's definitely great to just be able to do your own positions and not have to worry about like the final product's gonna be good or not.
Yeah, I think those are both really good answers. Like kind of the just do it, because it was a super fun experience. I'd never done this particular, challenge before. And I'd done it in like a theater sense, but I'd never done it in a film sense. So it was super fun. I haven't worked on a project in a really long time, so I was like, I literally, told Dan, I was like, don't give me anything hefty because I'm rusty. Like, don't give me too much. But whether or not that was the case, like I felt confident, in what I was doing, and I felt comfortable, and to me that's important. Being, also being comfortable with being uncomfortable is also important, but you still need to feel comfortable to be uncomfortable, if that makes sense. Especially when you're acting, it's very vulnerable, because you're gonna make mistakes. That's just simply what it is. You're gonna make mistakes, but that's why you have, your crew and your friends and your group, there to help you and guide you to better yourself in your craft. And for me, I really take that into consideration when I'm doing something. Is like I want to constantly improve. So I would say advice, if you're acting, run the script every time, every chance that you get with your, if you have a scene partner, run it, because the more you say things, the more it'll stick. At least for me, everybody's method is different. But other than that, it helps the rest of the crew gain a sense of where you're at, and maybe where you should be, or whatever the case might be there. So running the script, saying it out loud, is way different than just having it down on paper. So I would say run the script as much as you can, but also, yeah, like have as much fun as you can too, because this was way more I didn't have any expectations, and it was way more fun than what I was expecting, so it was a cool experience.
And is there anything that you guys, any of you, would like to say to the audience, or just to anyone watching this at home? Is there anything you'd like to say? Any shout outs that you'd like to give? This is your moment to say what you want to.
I guess the only thing I really can like just say off the top of my head is to all of you guys watching at home or out there in the audience, thank you so much. I really hope that you enjoyed it. And, sometimes a spatula was always going to save the day.
Awesome.
That's great. I can't beat that.
I would say thank you for watching. I very much appreciated. And I guess shout out to, my group, shout out to my crew, shout out to my scene partner. You guys are great. And special shout out to Dan because you reached out to me and, you're always trying to involve me in things. And I really appreciate it as a friend and as, as a professional or as somebody trying to become a fellow professional. So it means a lot. And this is the way that we are going to achieve what it is that we set out, to do. So thank you very much. And thank you to everyone watching. And thank you to, you guys for hosting this. So I appreciate it.
We appreciate you all competing and entering this insane, intense contest. So appreciate all of you and congratulations on making a complete short film in 48 hours. And I wish you guys good luck in the awards for the judges to determine. So yeah, thank you guys so much, and
Thank you.
appreciate it, and excited, looking forward to see you guys at the screening.
Definitely.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.